It is a flow and a current. You accept and I accept it. We accept that it is conducting so many functions. But what it is made up of? Beyond atoms we should travel. But matter never exists beyond electrons. Electricity exists beyond electron. So existence is there beyond matter, and we have an existence which is not at all material in its nature. If we can understand that electricity has existence, there must be a substance with which electricity is made up of. It need not be matter, but it should be substance. Matter means materialistic, but substance need not be materialistic or physical. Accept that there is a substance with which the electricity is made up of. And then once again, ask the physics professor to tell you what is flowing in the lines of the magnetic lines of currents. It is not the iron piece part of the magnet, that definitely we know. Just as we are not our physical body, magnetism is not of the physical piece of the magnet. No one can deny that great beings are traveling from one direction to another direction in the magnet, and that they are traveling in an orderly and beautiful way with their traffic rules wonderfully observed. See how the traffic rules of the magnet are observed. See how the traffic flows in one-way direction, and when we force the traffic to go in the wrong direction, when there is a red light, to push the car on the street. It's not possible in the case of the kingdom of magnet. A highly educated citizen may sometimes push his car through the street when the light is red, violate the traffic rules, and meet with an accident and dash to the ground himself. But never any one of the citizens who exist in the city of the magnets. So, what these fellows are made up of, how their bodies are made, the same thing as we called electricity. In one particular condition, it is called electricity. In some other condition, it is called magnetism, both being interconvertibles. In Geneva, it is called Swiss francs. In London, it is called pounds. Both are accepted in the bank for an exchange. Similarly, we have the pounds on the etheric plane, which we call the units of electricity, and the Swiss francs, which we call the units of magnetic energy. And sometimes we exchange and interchange according to the need. We use a magnet to produce electric current. We use an insulated wire to charge the armature. So we produce a motor and a dynamo according to the need. These are the wonderful banks where we exchange our pounds and Swiss francs. But the common thing is, it is money. Whether pounds or dollars or Swiss francs, it is money about which the miser and the physical plane materialist can have fantastic ideas. But to a real student of economics and a real student of spiritualism, there is nothing like money there in existing, except the paper or the coins which we accepted, which are useful neither to eat nor to drink. But what is there is goodwill. The goodwill that is due to you from me or the public. That is what we blindly call money. until we become spiritualists. Here, the money of the physical plane is the etheric substance. It can be transformed according to the need into any one of the functions. How does it exist in the physical matter? Does it exist a layer under the skin? No. You see how cotton is made into a fabric, a string, and cotton is different from the yarn taken out. Similarly, understand your physical body as the cloth or fabric made up of yarns, and your etheric body as cotton. What is the relationship between what we call the cotton cloth and each of these yarns and the cotton? See how in the yarn cotton exists. See how in the cloth both the yarn and the cotton also exist. If I say there is cotton in the cloth, that does not mean under a layer there is something like cotton, but there is as much cotton in the cloth as there is cloth. The fact is there is no cloth at all except cotton. We can call it cloth state of cotton. Similarly, what we call physical body is only a myth, is only a fox. It is as it appears, but it is not what it is. What it is etheric matter. What it is felt and how it appears is what we call the physical matter. In such a way, etheric body exists in us as much as our physical body exists. It is also the same dimensions as our physical body is, because our physical body is nothing but the ultimates or the results of the existence of the etheric body. Just as the ice block is only a state of what we call the water. Can we call water a second item which is different from water? So, ice block cannot be a second entity to the water upon which it is flowing. And the physical body can never be an entity in itself and an existence in itself at all. The ancient scientists compared the physical body with a soap bubble. See how a soap bubble has air inside and air outside, and how the equilibrium of the two airs maintains the bubble state of soap. In total, there are only two items in it. One is air and the other is soap matter. But in effect, we have the third thing, what we call the bubble. Similarly, we have our physical body, which is not an item at all. This is one thing which is to be understood about the etheric body. And the second point, which is to be remembered, is if we put some gypsum powder or calcium upon the skin cannot accept and we have to wipe it off. But it is a fact that our tissues contain calcium and calcium compounds. Why is it when we throw some more calcium, the skin does not accept it? Had it been the case, our friends would have made us a picture of calcium. The body is different from the calcium outside. That means all the chemicals that are there, all the minerals that are there on the earth can be accepted into your body, but only into the shape of your body and the nature of your body, and in terms of the rules of your existence. Otherwise, nothing can be accepted. We eat bread, we eat potatoes, we drink milk, everything. But We are not being converted into breads or potatoes. The chemicals that are there in our food are being translated into our own existence. Your shape is standing constant. The matter is taken in according to the need into your shape and then thrown out according to the situation. But the shape is there which is not disturbed by anything. If at all the shape changes, it changes according to the law of age and growth. The face and the features may change through a period of 40 years, but your friends can recognize you anywhere on the street because the shape is due to your etheric body, not physical matter. There is the mold that is there on the etheric body, which you can call the signature of your body. And only into that signature the material is being thrown daily. So what we call shape belongs to the subtler bodies, not the matter of the body. There are intelligences who preserve shape in the etheric body. For example, if there is a little injury on the skin, the shape of the injury continues until it is healed by the many doctors working in the skin for 24 hours or 48 hours. If you make a little injury with your nail on your skin, that mark continues for about half a minute or 1 minute. And the intelligences of the etheric body are maintaining that mark so that it is properly healed within a few minutes after you made an injury like this. So that is the nature of the etheric body. It preserves shapes, and according to those shapes the physical matter stands. Or more correctly, the physical state of body exists according to the shape that is printed upon the etheric body. We recognize each other because of the shape of the etheric body, not the physical body. See how the corpse changes its shape within hours. It is because the etheric matter is decentralized and disfigured of its shape. It is not that there is no etheric body in the corpse, but there is no centralization in the corpse. There is the etheric matter just as there is the physical matter that is busy getting analyzed into decay. But since there is no centralizing agent called the ego, every cell in the physical matter declares its independence because the government is dead. And the result is the corpse loses its shape according to the individual shape of the cells that are decomposing. This is, in short, the relationship between the physical matter and the etheric matter. And when we are getting emaciated and losing our flesh due to some disease, it is the etheric body that is emaciated first. And the result is we find that the physical body is being emaciated. And when we try to feed the physical tissues with physical medicine, the emaciation will be temporarily checked. But the moment we stop taking these vitamins and medicines, once again the emaciation occurs in a very rapid way. These are the changes that occur in the etheric body first, and then we observe them on the physical body. We think that the physical body is being emaciated. Similarly, a person gets bloated and bloated in his flesh gradually. though he takes all the care to control his diet and begins to fast day after day, he is never reduced. Because obesity is not a physical change. It is a change that occurs in the etheric body, and then the etheric body invites the material of our food into the cells to be hoarded in the etheric body. If you want to regulate your physical body, and if you want to make it thin or thick, if you want to keep it shapely, the care you are expected to take is of the etheric body and not the physical body at all. There are certain rules which are to be observed. When the etheric body is free from pollutions, and then only it produces physical tissues free from pollutions. Otherwise, if at all there exists any pollution in the etheric body, the physical body will be continuously and repeatedly polluted, even though we take the greatest care of the hygiene in its physical sense. So, mental purity is also as important as or more important than physical cleanliness. Our mental attitude about our shape and ourselves makes regular or irregular our shapes. If we have shapely concepts and ideas about others, if our thoughts are progressive about others, if our thoughts are of helping nature and loving nature about others, if we believe in the principle of sympathizing, cooperating, the principle of goodwill, then our thoughts become shapely day by day. They will regain their original purity and proportion, and the etheric body will have a change into a proportionate shape of body, and gradually the physical shape is changed. As long as there is a noble purpose, the purpose gives a shape to the mental body, and the mental body gives a good shape to the etheric body, and the etheric body adjusts the physical matter, physical body into a required shape. But as long as we live without a purpose in life, it is only the daily routine and the type of life we live that decides the shape of our body. When there is no purpose at all for our life to live, then the theory of use and disuse comes into practice. Those parts of the body which we use, they begin to become more and more active, and the other parts gradually dwindle. Suppose a shopkeeper sits in his shop daily from morning to evening, not having many movements or journeys, and not having any ideas at all except his own business, his family, his wife, children, and his food, drink, and the immediate needs. Then gradually his body becomes unwieldy for him to manage, because the mental body discovered that he never uses his body. Then if he begins to fast or starve to become thin, it is not possible. But at the same time, if he has a purpose in the mind and be an active member of the Merchants Association in the town and has constructive ideas about the commerce of the city, the same fellow never develops such a disproportionate body, though he sits in the shop from morning to evening. So it is recommended by the great people to have some purpose in life. powerful enough to make us live without without any nervosity about our own needs. A purpose which makes us forget about our own needs and existence. And automatically we will discover that our existence is not a problem at all. And it does not require any special attempt at all. The work we do will provide us everything we want. So, when you grow to such a mental condition that you don't remember yourself while you are working with great interest something for a noble cause, then your etheric body is daily purified with the showers of new etheric substance. Just as some people inhabiting near the forests and rivers are lucky enough to have the chance to swim in the river daily. So they have pure etheric bodies, and as long as the etheric body is pure, the physical matter is bound to be pure. Because from our food or drink, the body accepts only that which is pure and rejects that which is not pure. There is an automatic filtration of what we take. This is another point we have to remember about the etheric body. What we call chronic diseases, the diseases which recur again and again in spite of repeated medication, they all belong to the etheric body, not to the physical body at all. And as a result, they can never be cured with medicines at all. We have to change our habits and our attitude towards life and our attitude towards the members of our family and our neighbors and friends and colleagues. Until we make radical changes of our own ideas about others and our own ideas about money and our property, there will be a serious flaw in one of our concepts which works as a keynote out of tune with our life. And the physical body always responds in terms of the wrong keynote which we have in our concept. And the result is we respond wrongly to our food or drink or sex or sleep or work. And continuously the physical body cells are disturbed. When we begin to cure the physical matter, once again the stream of thought is driving a current of etheric force in the wrong direction. The stream of thought is driving a current of etheric matter in a wrong direction. And the doctor will wonder why the disease recurs mysteriously. This is another point which we have to remember. The exposure to sun daily, at least for 1 hour or 2 hours, is absolutely necessary to have a pure and daily cleaned etheric body. Why? The matter of our etheric body is in no way different from the matter of the sun's rays we receive. What we call light and what we call heat, they are the sensations caused by the etheric matter to our body. So the solar heat and solar light are a must to everyone. Those who expose their body to the sun's rays 1 hour every day, they have their etheric bodies daily cleaned and purified. And also running water of a river or a stream will help a lot in cleaning the densest part of the etheric layers of our body. And then the etheric body is the cause of what we call the regular and irregular patterns. For example, we see a flower and we find a symmetry in the arrangement of petals. Where does the artistic sense exist? Not in the eye of the fellow who observes the flower, but in the etheric body of the flower, which is a part of the etheric body of the plant, that the pattern or the model of that particular flower, bud and floral formula exists. The number of petals and the arrangement of petals, everything exists as the model in the etheric body of that plant, and the difference between the flowers of one type of plant and another type of plant also is due to the etheric body of the plant. Similarly, we too have a floral formula, a flower diagram, or a symmetry of expression to our etheric body that is given to us daily by the sunrise, sunset, moon and midnight. The day and night in the duration of the diurnal activity of the earth, they work as the four-petaled flowers to every one of us. Along with all other living beings on this earth, every one of us daily receive the model of these four petals on our etheric body. When we know how not to disturb or destroy it, and when we know how to preserve it and make it more strengthened, and then we have the benefit of health, joy and ease in life. How to preserve it? Have your own program in the day also, fixed up at some time, hours, and have 1, 2 or 3 items of your daily routine, as many as possible according to your way of living and the possibility, and see that you do the same thing at the same time in the same place. That establishes your floral formula and floral diagram on your etheric body. If you choose to pray at 8 a.m. today, prefer to maintain the same time tomorrow, day after, like that. And unless you are removed from the place by journeys, you prefer to have the same room and the same position and same direction for your meditation.
Chambre, au même endroit, dans la même position.
Highly scientific. They are prescribed by the ancients to regulate our subtler bodies, establish what is called the regular figures of expressions of the etheric body. So this is the one thing which is most desirable. Have some of the items of the day fixed up for the time and the place.